Thank you. And now it's time for our keynote speaker. And it takes us to the heart of today's theme, the meeting point of regulation and human reality. Please welcome Douwe van der Meulen, Policy Advisor for Social Affairs and Maritime Security at the European Community Shipowners Association.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning and thank you for the invitation to speak here in Athens on a very important day, the International Day of the Seafarer. It is a pleasure to join you at the 4th CSN Mediterranean Crewing Conference under a theme that captures our challenge, high tech and high touch. How do we make shipping more digital and efficient without losing sight of the people who make shipping possible? The future of shipping is digital, that is clear. But the real question is not whether shipping will become more digital. It is already digital and increasingly more so. The question is, what kind of digital transition do we want? Do we want a transition that adds new systems, reporting obligations and compliance burdens to an already demanding profession? Or do we want a transition that reduces unnecessary administration, strengthens safety, improves welfare, and makes maritime careers more attractive? From the perspective of European ship owners, the answer is clear. Digitalization must serve people. It must be a tool, not an objective in itself. It should make choosing maritime careers more attractive, not the opposite. Last year I spoke with a chief officer who had been at sea for more than 25 years and was now looking for a job on shore. And when I asked him why, he told me that it was not because he fell out of love with being a seafarer, but because the job he was doing was not the one he had signed up for when he started. He struggled with all the administrative burdens that came with his job over the years. He spent hours and hours every day just at his desk doing administrative work. These kind of stories should be listened to, as we should aim to make seafaring more attractive. That digitalization must serve people is also in the spirit of the joint work that European ship owners and our social partners, counterparts, the European Transport Workers Federation is doing. We may not agree on everything, but we do agree that the digital transition must be fair, practical, and centered around seafarers. Digitalization is often presented as something technical, software, data, platforms, and of course, artificial intelligence. But in shipping, technology enters a complex work environment where people operate under pressure, far away from home, and where decisions can have serious safety, environmental, and commercial consequences. It has entered an environment which is already very demanding. Digital tools can be extremely beneficial. They can reduce paperwork, improve communication with shore, support training and maintenance, and make procedures more efficient. They can open up career pathways, including from sea to shore, and help present maritime careers as modern and future-oriented. But digitalization can also create new pressures. If systems are not designed with the user in mind, they can increase the workload rather than reduce it. If authorities, ports, or EU member states use different systems, the same information may need to be entered again and again. If tools are introduced without proper explanation, seafarers are expected to adapt to systems they did not design and may not have been trained to use. So my first point is simple. Digitalization must reduce administrative burden and not move it from paper to screen. A digital process is not automatically a better process. A form that was once printed and is now uploaded into 3 different portals is not innovation, it is the same burden in a different format. This is, for example, relevant when we speak about the European Maritime Single Window. The concept of the single window is right. Ships should be able to report information through one digital entry point, reducing duplication and simplifying protocols. But for this to work in practice, we need a functional European Maritime Single Window environment. That means stopping unnecessary differences between member states, reducing duplication, between systems, ensuring interoperability, and building the system with the user in mind. I want to stress that the user of these systems is not abstract. It is the master, the officer, the engineer, the ship owner, the agent, the port authority, and everyone who must interact with these systems under operational conditions. If we want compliance with new digital standards, we must make compliance easy. My second point is skills. The green and digital transitions are changing the competencies required to be on board. New fuels, safety procedures, reporting systems, cyber risk, and advanced vessels require new knowledge at all levels. 250,000 seafarers in Europe have to be upskilled and reskilled by the mid-2030s, and this is an enormous challenge. Cooperation between maritime stakeholders is vital to assist maritime education and training providers with incorporating and teaching new competencies. This is why the European Maritime Skills Forum, a joint initiative of European ship owners and the European Transport Workers Federation, is important. It brings together industry, unions, training institutions, and policy makers to identify and develop practical recommendations on green skills, digital skills, leadership, and inclusion, and share best practices. Upskilling and reskilling should be the priority. This is central to safety, employability, career development, and attractiveness of maritime careers. Digital skills are not only about how to use a specific system. They are also about understanding cyber hygiene, data protection, automation, electronic certification, and the use of internet. The aim should be to help seafarers use technology with confidence while retaining the professional judgment that cannot be automated. My third point is cybersecurity. I sometimes hear cybersecurity being discussed if it were only an IT issue. It is not only that. In shipping, due to the interconnectedness of systems, cyber risk is also safety, a security, and an operational issue. And without blaming seafarers, a human issue. A ship is not an office. Digital systems on board interact with navigation, cargo operations, engine system, communications, and port procedures. A cyber incident can have consequences far beyond data loss or theft. That is why seafarers need adequate training, clear procedures, and systems that support safe behavior. Companies need a culture where cyber incidents can be reported constructively. Regulators also need to recognize that cyber risk management depends on people as much as it depends on technology. My final point is protection of seafarers. Automation can support logistics, crew planning, maintenance, training, and decision-making. These tools can offer advantages. Automation should support people as it changes their work. When accidents happen, there must be proper investigations. Accountability matters. But seafarers must not be scapegoated for complex systemic failures. Seafarers deserve fair treatment. Criminalization undermines trust, harms the attractiveness of maritime careers, and contradicts the message that we value seafarers as key workers. The future of shipping may be digital, but it must remain human. If we get this right, digitalization can help us build a maritime sector that is safer, more attractive, more resilient, more inclusive, and more competitive. A sector where seafarers are supported, trained, and recognized as the professionals at the center of it. Thank you.